And I went on YouTube and I saw that there's a whole bunch of people that had Ascalon reviews, and I was kind of late to the party just because I kind of discovered it and everything. So the reason why I'm not going to do like specific reviews on weapons is because I'm in love with them, but most of the hardcore guys that PvP like all the time and everything like that have already done reviews on these. So you can go to their different various channels and all that. As most of I'm not really that great of a PvP player, but I like dipping my toe in there and getting in there every once in a while, and sometimes just jumping, right the fuck in and all that. The one things I like about this game is it gives you all of that aspect, and it actually makes you want to. For you PvE players who are tired of grinding the same stuff, please do yourself a favor, jump in the Crucible, give it a shot. Just, like I said, take some of the advice I have on my channel and everything. Listen to some of the things I say, I'm going to put a video up basically going over the state of Crucible on how it is right now, currently with this new update, so that you'll have some up-to-date information. And that's what I gear my channel for, is because, I myself am mostly a PvE guy, but this game has really sucked me into PvP. So, breaking it down, basically right now, everybody knows the state of like hand cannons and everything like that, and they'll tell you about phantom bullets. And what phantom bullets are is basically when you're sitting there and you're on target, and I know I'm on target with a lot of people, man. I'm aiming down sights, and I'm sitting here nailing these guys, and the bullets just don't seem to hit them. This was a thing that Bungie did when they decided to neuter the hand cannons, when they decided to get rid of the effectiveness of these weapons. They really screwed them up. Anytime they make some little change, they find out that they usually break something else. This one currently is my favorite hand cannon after this update. Basically the perks on it are not that great, because the only thing that's really good on it is the rangefinder. I don't care for the Icarus stuff because I'm a blinker, so I'm not in the air long enough. And even when I was using this on my Titan, which, I use the skating and all that, I really didn't notice that big of a deal with the Icarus. I thought it was kind of lame. So anyways, what I did with this is, rather than going snapshot, because of the way these guys have done and the things they keep doing to the Crucible, the snapshots and all that are not really working. The only thing I could say is thank God for the Hunter's quick draw, because everything else just seems to be kind of doo-doo right now. So I go small bore on this one. Up next is, I really want Planet Destiny to do a review on this one. This is a major contender with the doctrine of assing. And I say that because like most people use that, they're usually asses about it. I like that auto rifle and everything like that, but it's come to the point to where it's become such a cancerous, proponent of the Crucible, much like Thorn was, towards the end of year one, that it's annoying. This one right here, if you want a good auto rifle that's kind of a major contender with it, most of the time you'll see in some of my videos that when I'm using this thing, me and a guy that's up against each other, that he's using the doctrine of assing, and I'm shooting at him and he's shooting at me, we'll either both kill each other, or if I'm at range, I'll win that battle and all that. So this thing is pretty badass. And the thing, this was a roll that I got. That's why I'm saying, like, right now, level your faction packages, because they are giving out some good stuff. And a lot of the rolls on the weapons and armor have been far better than any of the Vanguard stuff. So I got one with perfect balance and everything. The gauntlets that I have on, they basically have auto rifle loader. So it doesn't really make that much of a difference. But what I did is I went for a reinforced barrel, and that was to get more range and everything like that. Because if you want more aim assist and everything, then the more range you have on a weapon, the better off it is. I'm going to go over these two real quick and everything like that, because they're kind of almost the same archetype. The Hawksaw, anybody can tell you, this is basically the vendor roll that they're selling at the Crucible right now. Which the Hawksaw is all right. I'm not really a big fan of it. I'm more of a fan of the Nirwin's Mercy. And you'll hear, I will say this like till the day I die. The one freaking thing I hate about pulse rifles is you always have to reload at the most inopportune times. That's why I like this one. This one has like the perk, the outlaw perk on it. And basically what that does is when I land a headshot with this one and get a kill, then I reload and it is quick. And if anybody's reloaded a pulse rifle, unless you have gauntlets and stuff like that, and even if you do have the gauntlets, it is cumbersome. For some reason, they made this weapon so cumbersome to reload. And believe me, my first PvP weapon that I ever used was a conduit, was basically because it had third eye on it and all that. And I used to be somewhat successful with it. But this one right here, this Nirwin's Mercy, is a nail driver, and I love it. Basically, I left the perfect balance because I didn't want to take away from the range, and it doesn't give you that much stability with the brace frame or anything like that. The lens I don't mess with because aesthetically I'm able to aim more with that one for some reason, and I don't know why. Now, to go over the one that everybody's been so heated about. I said before, and I say it again, that I used this in year one. This is my first scout rifle that I ever used. This is what actually got me turned on to scout rifles. Zur sold this like a while ago. It was like, I don't remember which week, but when he first sold it, I bought it. And the only reason I bought it is just because I didn't know much about exotics back then. I didn't know much about anything. I just know that I wanted to have it. So I bought it. I kept it in my vault forever. I really didn't use it because scout rifles are very very odd and very hard to use and everything like that. And all actuality and all honestness, and actually be honest with yourself when you actually think about this. A lot of people that have gotten heated about this is just because it's a very, very good weapon. This is a very well designed weapon. This is ideally how Bungie should design every weapon, because it's, in my opinion, it's not overpowering, and I don't get salty if I get killed by this because it's a good weapon, and it's always been a good weapon, and I hope that they design more weapons like this in the future and everything. The only problem with it is since it's such a good one and it's one of its kind, that's why you see it a lot more. But some of you guys that are in into PvE, you can go to PvP. Give this one a try if you're going to do scout rifles, because the other ones usually have a slower fire rate and they're harder to use. Okay, so like I said before, I'm not going to do any reviews on this or anything like that, but needless to say, the Longbow Synthesis. I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying the long view scope on it and everything like that, and I'm able to pull off some pretty crazy shots, and it's really, really good. This one actually helps my cause a little bit as far as like with my Warlock girl, because I do enjoy it. When I get kills, I get cooldowns with my grenades, which means I can basically use my Axion bolts more. And like I said, I use those more strategically, and I'll probably go into that a little bit more in the future. Zombie Apocalypse. What can I say? I almost cried like a little bitch when these guys did away with year one, and they did not carry this over, because I never got one. And I always wanted one because I knew they were a good machine gun. And this is a good machine gun. It's really good. I do enjoy it a lot. And I'm not going to say anything about the truth. That's every tryhard's like wet dream and all that. But I will go back over here real quick because I did forget to mention the conspiracy theory. We already know this conspiracy theory is good and all that. But what I always try to do is, like I said before, like the armor, I try and match it up with my subclass I'm using. And the attributes that I want. So for my Warlock and everything, once I go in there at close quarters, you'll see me all the time in all my videos, like whether I shotgun the person and they die or they don't, you'll always see my hand go out there for like a melee. And that's just basically to follow up to make sure the job's done. So what I do is I usually try and pair her with shotguns that have up close and personal and everything. And basically what that does is that will give me additional damage on a melee. So regardless of whether that shotgun half misses or doesn't hit quite right, then the melee will finish them off. And Surrounded, this is pretty good, actually, not too bad. A lot of people think it's kind of a wasted perk, but to be honest, like, I've been running shotguns a lot more in the Crucible, and that's probably explains why I've been getting out of some situations where I'm pretty sure I shouldn't have gotten out of. But anyways, that's it. They just gave me a 2 to Morgue recently, so I'll probably check that out and see how it is, and I'll let you guys know. But that's pretty much it for the weapons. The only thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to give the bolt caster an honorable mention because you have seen a lot more. I find that when I run this bolt caster, I'm able to actually get to heavy and actually get running around with it for a little bit. So anyways, that's pretty much it for the weapons I'm currently running right now. Is basically that pulse rifle, the Nerwin's Mercy, the auto rifle Righteous 7, and my hand cannon ASA Luna. And then from time to time, I'll still run the Mida. And of course, I still am trying to get used to the sniping, so I really want to get good at sniping. But anyways, this Dog Meat, I'm signing out. I'll see you guys. There's a little kiss from my crazy Warlock girl. So until next time.